Hey y'all, this is Nancy Jones here. Thank you so much for visiting my channel. I'm so appreciative that you are here. I want to talk about relationships today because something came up recently. It's a little bit old news, but I wanted to touch on it. And that was the Cardi B and is it Offset? I think is her husband's name. Scandal. Apparently, Offset cheated on Cardi B or something again. And I saw a post on Facebook. It was this really sexy picture of Cardi B. She's sitting there, perfect body, with her legs open, giving the sexy smirk. And somebody posted, and her body, of course, is amazing. And somebody posted, "How can you cheat on this? What do men really want?" And all these men started chiming in. Some people said some pretty mean things about Cardi B, because that's what people do. There's some people who just look for an opportunity to tear other people down. We can't do anything about that. We have to live with those people on the planet. But some men answered honestly about what men really want. What men really want. You would be surprised. What do you think most of the men said? I would say probably 80 out of the 100 men commented with the same answer. Can you guess what it was that they said they wanted? Can you guess? I will tell you. They said they wanted peace. Peace. Not the other P word. No, not that word. We know they like that too. But more importantly, peace. When you're talking about a woman that a man comes home to every day, now they do need the cookie, right? We know that. They can get that anywhere at any time. That's not every woman has a cookie, okay? I've said this before. Please do not feel special because you have a cookie. Every woman has one. And if that's all that you are bringing to the table, you ain't bringing much. I don't care how many kegels you do. I don't care if you put cocoa butter on it, shave it into a pretty flower, or if it's a cape hanging out of it. Every woman has one, and ain't nothing special about yours. Now, I take that back. There's some women that know how to do some tricks and things, but I would say that most cookies are good. Most cookies are good. Some are spectacular, but they'll all get you fed, right? So if a man's goal is to be fed at the end of the day, if you won't give him your cookie, he can go get a cookie somewhere else. That's what I'm saying. It's not that special. But you know what is special? What's special is a woman that can bring peace. Now, what does that mean? When he comes home, does he feel like he has to fight you just as much as he had to fight in the streets? Does he feel relief and calm when he's in your presence? Or does he feel tense? Is he experiencing drama? I did not know that that was that important to men. Most of the men said that. Most of the men said that when it comes to long-term relationships, they want peace. The second thing they said was support and friendship. Peace, support, and friendship. They said this before they said anything else about physical. Now, again, we know that men categorize, and I'm just using men as an example because of this situation. It could be used for women too. But we know that men categorize women into different categories. And you have keepers, and then you have the ones that are recreational. So the women who are recreational are just for sex, okay? Nothing else. I know women that brag about how good their sex is with a man, and then they couldn't get a man to buy him no hamburger the next day. Because once he has what he needs from you, he's gone. You have no other value to him outside of that. Smart women understand to be valuable to a man, you have to have something more than your vagina that you're bringing to the table. I don't know Cardi B and I do not know Offset. But I do understand relationships, and no matter how beautiful a woman is, how perfect her body is, how much surgery she's had, how much makeup, weave, lashes she puts on, that only takes you so far. relationship. Sometimes a man may not even know he wants more than that. He may think that's all I need right there. And then one day, something happens. He's sad or he needs to be encouraged and he got a woman who don't know how to lift him up. Now he feel like jumping out a window. I saw another post where there was a man who basically told, I think it was his fiance, they were living together. And he told her, look, I need to get some time away. I just need some time to myself. I took care of y'all for Christmas. I bought you everything that you wanted. I told you didn't have to get me anything, but I need a couple of days away from my mental health. And there was a debate that started about this. Is that okay that this man wanted time away from his fiance for a couple of days for his mental health? And I said most of the women that responded to this post talked about how, oh no, he's cheating. That's wrong. Why can't he take her with him? And I mean, just immediately went into combat mode. And this is what I'm talking about. This man in this particular situation was looking for peace. He was leaving a woman that had a cookie to go alone and get some peace. Now, some people thought that he was going to be with another woman. Okay, let's just say he was going to be with another woman. Possibly that woman gave him peace. It's possible. But not one, very few women in the comments even considered the fact that maybe he was telling the truth and maybe he really was just stressed and needed to get away from the house and the kids. The way that the fiance responded to it was to attack him. No, you're not going anywhere. And if you wanted some time alone, then me and the kids could leave and go somewhere, and you could be here at the house. You don't have to be at a hotel. Who you trying to be with? If you do that, this is over. And I was like, I know I'm not naive. I know that people cheat. But I also understand what it feels like to be stressed and need to get away. What might have been a good response is to use honey instead of vinegar and ask, well, baby, what is it that I can do in the future to make it so where you don't have to leave to get the peace that you need? Like, what is it? Is it too loud here? Do you want me to send the kids away? How about I send the kids away and I cater to you, I give you a massage, I do whatever, and it'll be completely quiet, and I'll just create like a little oasis here and we can save some money. I don't want you to feel like you have to leave me to have peace. That would have been a nice approach, but no, she just did more of what he was probably trying to get away from. Yelling at him, blowing his phone up. And then somebody said, well, why? He said something about having to turn his phone off while he was away. So people, oh, he's just trying to be with a woman. He that's why he's turning his phone off. I said, or possibly he wants to turn his phone off because he knew that if he was there, she would blow his phone up and he would get no peace. Men want peace. They do want sex. They do want you to look good, yes. But they also want peace. And when it comes to the long term, if they have to choose, mature men have to choose between someone who's a dime, but they don't have any peace with her, or someone who's like a nickel and a half or a 6, but she got a lot of peace and makes them feel like a king, they'll go with the second choice every time. But I think in our culture, because sex is so, we're oversaturated with sex. I can't turn on television without seeing a nipple or somebody's butt cheeks or, it's just bad. I don't even let my kids watch cable because you just never know what's going to be on that screen. They use sex to sell everything, even toothpaste. We're so overly sexualized that the women and girls of our society really believe that all you have to do is be sexy and the man will want you forever, and that is not true. Sexy gets you a man temporarily, but it gets you attention but not appreciation. And if you want appreciation, if you want to be kept, if you want someone to want to be around you for a long period of time and not want to lose you, you have to bring more to the table than a super hot bod and a pretty face. You need more than that. And so I just thought it was interesting, especially following the song WAP, where, Cardi and Meg, it was a very fun song. um, making women feel very powerful about their sexuality and all that kind of stuff. And I understand it in some ways, but I also know I don't care what kind of P you got. It could be a WAP, it could be a LAP, it could be a DAP. I'm just adding other alphabets in front of it. As long as you got a P, you can get an MAN, at least temporarily. But to keep him and to have him want to keep you, you got to bring mold and just some cookie to the table. Because they are cookie monsters. They can get them anywhere. So think about the kind of man that you want, the kind of lifestyle that you want, and ask yourself, is who I am today, does this woman fit into that? The kind of man that I want, am I the kind of woman that he would want? The kind of life that I want, am I doing the things that are going to secure that for me? Love is about more than being sexy. Life is real out here. Let me think. Let's just say your man needs to have sex every day. That's 7 days a week. Let's say he needs to have sex 3 times a day every day. And each time it's an hour. Now this is not normal, obviously, but I'm just saying, let's just say y'all some jackrabbits. And he needs to have sex 3 times a day, an hour each time, 7 days a week. That's 21 hours of sex a week. Okay? What are you going to do for the rest of those hours? Let me do the math. Let me do the math. So, we have 24 hours in a day. 24 times 7 equals 168. So you got 168 hours a week. 21 of those hours are used for sex. Okay, 21. 21 divided by 168. That's 12%. And I'm being gracious. Because I know not a lot of people are having 3 hours of sex a day. Because people got to go to work. You have to really be in shape to do that. Because sex is exercise when you're doing it correctly. So let's say 12%. Let's round it down. Let's say 10% of a man's time he's having sex. So that's when you're most valuable to him as a sex object. Once he gets what he needs in that area, what do you do for him after that? What value do you have to him outside of the bedroom, which is 10% of the time? Can you cook? Are you a good? Y'all know Cardi says she don't cook and she don't clean. That's how she got the ring. But let me tell you how I got the ring. She got the ring, I guess, from having a vagina, which all women have. But after you have sex for 10% of the time, can you cook? Can you keep a beautiful house? Does he come home and feel like, ooh, I love being here? Are you a good conversationalist? Do you listen? And when you talk, are you adding value to the conversation when you speak? Are you someone that he could take around his family and his colleagues and feel proud of the woman that you are? Or is he ashamed because of the way you dress or the way you behave? Think of the other things that could add value to you besides what's between your legs. Because we got 90% of the time. Now, some of that time we're going to be used sleeping, of course. But you only have 10% of sex time. That's where the value of how you look and your body and all that comes into play. What after that? Do you have anything else? I would suggest, if you want to be in a relationship, if you're not in one, working on the other 90%. Because I promise you, if you got a cookie, you're going to do all right with that part. But the other things like being a man's peace, understanding him, and encouraging him, and knowing when to talk and when to be quiet, all of these things, the social awareness that you need to be in a relationship is not as easy as opening your legs. So, and real men look for more than that. They still want it, but they want more than that too. As I saw in that post, they want peace. One thing that I'm proud of in my relationship with my husband, Do we have a perfect relationship? No. But I know he likes being home with me, with the kids. He feels peace at home. At one point, I remember even it was like Super Bowl time, and he had opportunity to like go out with his friends to Hooters or something to watch the game, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm just gonna watch it at the house." And he told him, "I like being home. I like my wife. I like being home with her." The friendship part is super valuable because one day you're gonna get older and ain't nobody gonna be sexy. He ain't gonna be sexy and you ain't gonna be sexy, but y'all are still alive and you still want to be together because of what? What's gonna hold you together? When your boobs and sag down to your knees and his stuff. I'm being so graphic. Let me stop. His stuff sagging, yours sagging, everything look different, but y'all still love each other and you're still friends. That's what holds it together. Sex is good, but it's not strong enough to really hold a relationship together. It's not, because you can get sex anywhere. I'm just being real. Please don't base your relationships off the values of these celebrities. They're people too. I don't know why we value them in such high regard. I guess because they're popular. Just because they're rich don't mean they're smart. And just because they're rich, it doesn't mean that they know anything about relationships. It doesn't mean that they make good decisions. Some of them make good financial decisions, or they just kind of lucked up and they were in the right place at the right time and had a skill and a talent that benefited them. Doesn't mean that they should be out here giving people advice on life and relationships. They're human. That's why you see celebrities that have horrible relationships, just like you see poor people with horrible relationships. They're still people. So be smart and do what's going to work for you. Present yourself in a way that's going to attract the type of person who's really going to value the best parts of you. I hope this video was helpful, and I'll see you next time. Bye.